Good afternoon and welcome to the Orange County Partnership Board of Directors meeting for December 16th at 40 Matthew Street in Goshen. I'm Mary Beth Bianconi and today is Tuesday, December 16th. It is now 4:48. We are in the conference room of the Partnerships Board meeting. Partnership offices at 40 Matthew Street. I don't like reading things. This public meeting is being live streamed. Notice the meeting was published in accordance with New York State Open Meetings Law. The Governance Committee met and performed the annual review of our CEO, Connor Eckert. Governance Committee would like to present these results to the board. So the Orange County Partnership has established a performance evaluation plan for the President and CEO of the Orange County Partnership, detailing specific performance criteria and corresponding additional compensation to be paid if the performance criteria are met. The level of achievement has been compared to the listed metrics to track goals and exceptional performance, with additional compensation awarded annually at the discretion of the board based on recommendation of the Governance Committee. The CEO has previously presented his budget, program, and organizational plans to the board. The approved budget and plans serve as the goal for each performance evaluation category. The Governance Committee compared annual results against these plans to make a recommendation for additional compensation. Additional compensation is discretionary annually and amount up to 25% of base salary. The performance evaluation categories are financial, programmatic, and organizational management. Financial involves adherence to the budget, expense control, and revenue enhancement. It is up to 40% of the total additional compensation to be awarded. Programmatic is the advancement of the mission of the organization in durable, demonstrative, and meaningful ways. It is also up to 40% of the additional compensation. And organizational management involves the development and utilization of staff, board members, and standing, as well as ad hoc committees to carry out the work of the organization, and that is a potential of 20% of the additional compensation to be awarded. The Governance Committee met earlier today to compare the work of President and CEO Connor Eckert since his elevation to the position in June of 2025 against key performance metrics, KPIs, as outlined in the performance evaluation plan that is attached as Appendix A of the President and CEO's employment contract. It is noted that this evaluation is based on only 6 months of effort. The committee conducted an independent evaluation and shared findings with Connor Eckert. On the basis of the KPIs, including defined metrics, I hereby offer the following motion. 1, to increase the CEO's base compensation 3% for calendar year of 2026 in recognition of cost of living and inflation, among other factors. And 2, to award additional compensation in the amount of $28,000, which is 70% of the total potential additional compensation for 2025, based on full achievement of programmatic goals, 50% achievement of both financial and organizational management goals with respect to the need to conduct revenue diversification and prepare a formal strategic plan.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second it. And then
Any discussion?
I would like, you have to keep in mind that the success that we've already achieved with Connor is only 6 months in. So, with the announcements and some of the real economic development stuff, fabulous announcements. But in our thinking in 6 months, we wanted to, on the financial side, even though well beyond the budgeted amounts, that we wanted to see some diversification on where the revenue streams would be. Just haven't had enough time to do it 6 months in. So that was why it was 50%. And the other 50% was really a strategic plan where he started it, got some discussion going, but again, not enough time, so that's why we did 50% for that as well, because the strategic plan should be one of our top priorities entering 26, really outlining some of the things like a diversification of the financial opportunities, whether with the county or with helping other private sector developers, whatever that would be, and really outlining a new mission, I think, or an expanded mission of the organization. So we can't wait to have a more dynamic discussion when we hit those out of the park as well after a full year on the job. So that's where we came to the 100% and the 250% recommendations, and that's how we came to the number.
Agreed. And on the revenue diversification, I think that one of the risks to the organization is that all of our revenue comes from entirely discretionary spending, right? People simply need to make a decision to make an investment in Orange County Partnership. There is obviously tremendous value proposition here because as we saw, investor revenue increased substantially, event revenue increased substantially. So there's clearly people see this. But if we are talking about revenue sustainability for this organization over time, it would be very good to diversify where we get our revenue from, to have more baseline revenue that's covering some of the operating costs of the organization. That is more, there's no revenue source that's actually guaranteed, but we could think about contract work as being a little bit more robust perhaps, and not quite so subject to the whims of markets and other forces that are completely beyond the scope of control of the Orange County Partnership. So that's one of the concepts behind some revenue diversification. Now, as a public authority, we have latitude to do those kinds of things, and I think it's very important for the financial sustainability of the organization to look at diversifying the revenue of the organization.
And I would say once those opportunities are defined as objectives, then Connor has an opportunity, as he looks to expand staff, of what skill sets that expanded staff should have to meet those opportunities. I suspect a lot more administrative, grant monitoring, like the $25 million we just got announced. That's a lot of paperwork and effort to keep the state happy. So Connor will have the challenge of filling the skill gap that he may have as those objectives are achieved. So that it kind of all flows together.
Any discussion? All right, we have a motion on the floor.
Yes,
We have a second. Without any discussion, we'll take a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion is carried. And I'll now take I'm sorry.
Do we do a resolution for the base increase?
It was
at the
part of,
start? Oh, was it already in there? I missed it.
All
It was
one.
the 3%.
Number one.
I apologize.
number two.
I apologize. You're so efficient. Very good. You need a motion to adjourn
I
then?
do need a motion.
You have the motion.
Do I have a second?
Sorry.
All in favor?
Aye.
So moved.